NCAA basketball totals for Thursday, February 23rd. This is the segment for you new guys where we look at totals set by odds makers. We try to beat that line either over or under the total. We've got two plays on the card today that we're going to take a look at. Don't forget we have our NBA live segment as well. That's 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific. You got to tune into that. A lot of fun. A lot of guys chiming in on that with different plays and just great feedback on that. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative, but at least guys get a chance to go ahead, and get become a part of that type of forum that we got going on. So come on into that. That's a really fun one for me to do. And this one here, though, this is about the totals. And sorry about the NBA live segment as well. It's also about the totals. So it's we're talking about a lot of totals this year, a lot of high totals going on so far in basketball this season. Our NCAA totals have been doing pretty well percentage-wise. So we're going to see if we can continue to do that today. Don't forget also SBRpicks.com, Sportsbook Review, YouTube channel, Facebook page. Let's dive into some totals. We got two on the card today. First one we're going to look at is Towson and UNC Wilmington. Really nice matchup here. Oddsmakers have the total at 153.5, which is a little bit surprising considering they went under this total that oddsmakers had at 151 the last time they matched up. However, I'm going to go ahead and back over the total in this matchup because I think they're going to be able to shoot at a better percentage than they did in that matchup, and the pace was pretty good. These are two decent teams here in the Colonial. We got Wilmington's having a great season, and Towson's right there, right behind them. Actually, I believe they're in third place. So that 76-67 final, we saw them at Towson. Now we got a higher total, even though they went under the total that was lower than the one that's set today. Previously mentioned by odds makers. You might have to rewind the tape and play that again so you get what I'm getting at. It's like I'm talking in riddles. But this is what we got. In that last matchup, you have two teams here that could score, but they shot just over 41%, both of them, in that matchup. And that's not them. They have better percentages on the season. From distance, they both shot 33.3%. The pace was really good where they got up and allowed about 60 attempts in this game, about a good average of that. So you're talking about two teams here, two of the better teams in the Colonial. Then when we look at them statistically, two pretty good defensive teams, mind you, but I like the pace, and these teams can score. Towson, they're averaging 73.2 points per game. That's not great, but they shoot over 44% from the field, and they're averaging over 58 attempts. They're not allowing a lot of attempts, which gives me a little bit of concern, but this game is at Wilmington. So I expect them to control the tempo, and they're really getting up and down the floor, averaging over 64 attempts per game. As well, Wilmington can flat out shoot the ball. They're averaging 82.6 points per game, and they're shooting 47% from the field. I think Towson, though, is going to be able to score because Wilmington, they go real fast. They run up tempo. They don't play great defense, though. They're allowing opponents to shoot over 47%. Actually, almost 47.9%. So, that's a team that really gives up some points because they want to get teams in the pace. And I think Towson's going to be able, they have enough talent, I believe, to go ahead and score. So that 153.5 starts to make more sense. Look for this to be a really fast, high-scoring affair between these two and a really crucial Colonial matchup here. Or just a really good matchup, two underrated. Well, Wilmington's not so underrated. Towson's a bit underrated. That's a pretty solid team for a mid-major. And the next one we got up, so that's it for that. We got Arizona at USC. I'm also going to go over the total on this one. It's 145 set by odds makers. These teams have played some high totals over the past few seasons. Now, their last matchup with Arizona winning at USC, they won 73-66. Odds makers had that at 143. Kind of the same situation here where, although they went under the total, which is a lower total that was set last time, odds makers still have come out with a higher total. But I think there's a good reason for that because USC and Arizona could both score. And we look at the last couple games before that, they had a 157.5 they went over and a 155.5 they went over. Andy Enfield's got a pretty good squad here. I think they're going to be able to score even at Arizona when we start to look at these teams statistically. But before we do that, let me talk about that last game, that 73-66 win by Arizona. They shot horribly, both teams. The pace was okay. You got Arizona getting up 58 attempts, USC 59. That's a pretty good tempo right there. But Arizona shot just 39.7%, and USC, shot 37.3%. Terrible. And they were both well under 40% from distance. So look for them to increase the shooting percentages tonight because on the season, this is a good matchup here. Arizona's tough. On the season, you have two teams right now, USC shooting 44.4% from the floor, Arizona 46.9. good percentages across the board for Arizona. Very, very good three-point shooting team at 39.4%. And USC has trouble defending the perimeter. Statistically, that's probably their worst area as they allow opponents to shoot almost 36% from distance. Arizona, pretty good statistics across the board. But again, USC has enough talent and enough scorers, I believe, to go ahead and put up enough points to get us over that 145. They're averaging over 36% from distance. Yeah, Arizona could score. Right now, they're averaging 74.9 points per game on the year. USC 78.7. So look for this, and the tempo should be good on both ends, considering when we looked at that last matchup. So if that tempo stays the same, I believe their shooting percentages are going to increase, and look for them to go ahead and get over this 145. And that's it. Those are our 2 plays on the day. Let's break them down one more time. As I bring it back up, we got Towson, North Carolina, Wilmington over the 153.5, and we got Arizona, USC over the 145. 2 pretty fast-paced games, I believe, in which they're going to score some points in these matchups. That's it for our totals, and don't forget to check out our NBA Live segment, and I wish you luck on your picks today.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SPR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.